Hello everyone, we're at the Fanta Festival in Rome and we're here with our Matthan Harris Bill as a guest, and we'll go and see if he's got any skeletons in his closet.
that one right there.
Right,
Sorry.
is yours. Tell us something about you, and when did this passion for the cinema start?
Well, I was born September 23rd, 1986 in Fort Worth, Texas, United States of America. And I love horror movies.
Excellent.
I think I'll try to keep it really simple. I think the Psycho was the very first horror film that I ever saw.
Right.
And I saw it when I was very little. My mom wanted to show it to me because she said, "Oh, this is a classic film. You'll like it." And obviously I did. And then when, a couple years later, I think it was second grade, when I saw Aliens. Me and my older brother watched Aliens, and we were so freaked out that we immediately rented Alien 3 that same day from Blockbuster. Or no, we had a copy for somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what got me into horror, and I've loved it ever since. All kinds of horror.
So specifically horror, not cinema in general?
Oh well, no, cinema in general. You know, any kind of film. If anything's good, I like it. You know?
Oh, okay.
Whether it's I love like RoboCop, Terminator, Predator, Prometheus. You know, Ridley Scott's new Alien prequel. If it's interesting and entertains me, Planet of the Apes is one of my favorite movies. It's just I like more genre films, sci-fi, horror, action, but I like all kinds of movies.
Excellent. So, where did you get the idea for your film from?
How I got the idea is it's actually a documentary. Lots of personal experience.
What does that mean?
Just kidding. No, basically I don't. It's hard to answer that question because you just it's inevitable that as a writer, because I wrote my film also, and I mean you draw upon your own life experiences or your own research, your own education, and just so I guess it comes from that. If I had to answer that question, but also it's just I wanted to make a horror, a thriller. Film about a serial killer, but I wanted it to be something you haven't seen before. I wanted him to have a motive that was a bit different than what you've seen before, and hopefully it's something original. That was one of my goals, is to make something that was realistic but original and interesting and very deep psychologically.
Yeah, not your average trauma as a child that would sort of just make you become any serial killer.
Right, you don't want to be too textbook. You don't want to be too predictable. His stepfather beat him up when he was little, so he grows up. No offense to Rob Zombie, but that was Rob Zombie's Halloween. I prefer John Carpenter's original because it was more scary, more vague. Evil is vague. Evil isn't textbook, I don't think. So I just wanted to make something interesting, and hopefully I succeeded. Obviously, hopefully I did. But I guess out of what I wanted to do, and as a horror fan, what I haven't seen but I wanted to see the story, I think that's how I came up with the story for the Infliction. And Bill Moseley, who plays my father in the film, he was really into the story, and he wanted, we called each other before we worked because he wanted to. He's so into his acting. He's so I guess you would maybe say method acting, but he's so delved so deeply into his characters, and he loves acting so much that he wanted me to explain to him, like he wanted us to figure out why his character. I can't spoil what happens in the movie, but me and him are the bad guys. He plays my father, and we're both killers. I can't say anything more.
Right.
But Bill Moseley, he wanted to understand why his character would do certain things in the script that he does, because they're pretty terrible things to do. So it's a psychological film for sure, and it's awesome to work with people who you're a big fan of, but they're also very interested and very invested in it emotionally and artistically.
Quite a fulfilling answer, I must say. Anyway.
Too fulfilling. You can edit all that out.
Nah, don't worry, it's great. Anyway, is there anything you would have done differently had you had a bigger budget?
Of course, definitely. I mean, you know, there's so many luxuries that with the big films that, of course, the Infliction didn't have because it is a low-budget independent film. And one thing is, you know, bigger movies would be able to do more reshoots, to do test screenings or whatever, you know, and, oh, well, we need a more violent scene here, we need to reshoot this scene here because there's this or that. We need to ADR the entire movie, so it's amazing audio. You know, it's those are great luxuries that I would love to have, and just I really there's so many things I would have done a bit differently if I had a bigger budget. But the cast probably I would have wanted to work with the same people. Really, maybe everything would be a bit better. You know, maybe I could have had a collaboration writing to make the script the script better. Maybe I could have had a director to direct me as an actor. Whenever that was one thing that I really want next time is I feel like as a director I gave the cast members I feel like I gave them something for their performance as a director. But when I was acting, it's hard, sometimes to have a busy schedule and you're directing the whole day, and then you do your scenes and you don't have a director as an actor. It's just you basically just have to take do a bunch of takes and with little inputs and assume that it's gonna be okay.
Right. Well, I guess you enjoy it probably being a director, a script writer, and an actor. Besides wanting to have a director of your own, so as to introduce problems.
Well, it's a big passion. It's a big project of passion. It's a very stressful thing to do. Even just to direct a film, let alone be the coordinator, the producer, and actor, and all these things. So you truly have to love it I think to stay on schedule and to stay focused, and it has to be your reason to live, really, when you're doing it independently, because it's very demanding, and there's little support. So you really just you have to just go all out. In America we say all guns blazing. You just have to kick ass and hope people will like it. Hope people see it.
Right. So, is there any film or director that you look up to or that you took inspiration from for your film, besides him? Now,
Clint Eastwood is one of them.
Right.
As a director, actor myself, I have much respect, obviously, for him. He's one of the greats. And Mel Gibson, I know he's, controversial nowadays, but he's a phenomenal actor. He's a phenomenal director, as well. He's a phenomenal director-actor. If you watch his first film, I think it was his first film, The Man Without a Face, great film. Apocalypto, great film. Guys like that I respect a lot because they do, they uphold, they obviously on a bigger, better scale, they're doing what I aspire to do, I think. But in terms of other guys, I could go on forever. I'll try to keep this 1 sentence. Dario Argento, David Lynch, David Cronenberg, Wes Craven, Steven Spielberg. It's a lot of people.
Well, do you also find that line inspiring? Get off my lawn now and tell us how often do you use that? No, I'm just joking.